You know, when you look at the stats, you see Seth Maxwell, 24 points at halftime, 10 of 12 shooting. Added Akasi to that. Our bigs were 14 of 16 for the half.
Outside Mangus, inside to Maxwell. He's going to go to work. The fadeaway will be no good, but Mangus will clean it up over Grant Smith. Yeah, and Jerry, I saw this other stat. Yeah, but yeah, you were talking to me about it earlier. If it wasn't for Jeremy Davison coming off the bench for these Warriors, I mean, he went 3 for 3 behind the arc about the 10-minute mark, and that was a huge boost of confidence for the Warriors.
Yeah, he scored 11 in a row. There's Klein. Klein scored 3 early baskets in the first half, and we didn't see much of him. I think he got a little bit of foul trouble, but it's good to see Klein step up for them again.
Yeah, the Warriors have kind of dealt with a little bit of foul trouble on their bigs. Josh Klein, with 2. Grant Smith had 2. And then also Lucas Learman, their other big man, he also had 2 fouls.
Yeah, and that attributes to Maxwell and Mangus inside drawing those fouls against those guys.
So Smith will get it started for the Warriors. Screen by Stein. McKinney gets his pass tipped. 15 seconds left in the shot clock. Good defense being played by the Wildcats so far.
Yeah, really good defense, just a better shot by Stein. They got the ball to the guy they wanted to get it to at the right time.
Yeah, I think a big key for these Warriors in the second half, as Thompson is short, they need to get Stein working again. You know, he did have 8 points in that first half, but he's capable of scoring 15 and a half.
Oh, yeah, he can get warmed up in a hurry.
Smith bringing the ball down. Alderson working on Davison. Great pass. We'll call that a pass. I think it was to Thompson.
Well, you know, it's Christmas time still. We'll give him the gift of an assist.
So the Warriors will Klein inside. Grant Smith open from 3. And a lucky arena bounce for Grant Smith. Grant Smith now with 7 points in this game himself. Noah Smith wild off this shot. I think he may have been hoping for a foul there.
Yeah, I think he either thought he got fouled or it got blocked, but we're going the other way.
Adding to Seth Maxwell's block total. I said before this game started he had 58 blocks. Add another 3 to that. Man broke 60, now at 61 blocks on the season. So Grant Smith 2 for 2 from 3 to start this second half.
Yeah, we don't want to get him warmed up, him and Davison. Wildcats have to continue to work, get a good shot here. Why not?
Maxwell from the elbow again. And talking about firing up, Mangus, I know he has 10 points, but he went 0 for 3 from behind the arc in this first half.
Yeah, he really started the game strong, 3 for 3, and then he really didn't look for his shot very much. But yeah, he has not shot the ball. We're not shooting the ball from 3 like the Wildcats usually do, around 40% as a team. But we bring in Piercefield, who will add a little bit to that shooting as well.
Thompson III picked up his second foul of the game. Outside, Grant Smith right in the face of Kyle Mangus will be short on the 3. Mangus going to work on Smith himself.
Oh, what a great move. Just came up a little short. Smith and Mangus have their own little game going on amongst themselves, I think, right now.
So Maxwell will foul Klein. Klein will go to the line to shoot 2. And yeah, you could tell there's a little bit of a game going on between those two. And there was almost an ankle breaker there, but Kyle didn't finish it.
Well, they came in together here at the same time several years ago and really were great friends, and I'm sure they still are. And whenever you compete against a good buddy, you always want to show them up somehow.
So Klein will hit the first free throw. And Numerous players here for the Warriors with 10 or more points. You have number 1, Grant Smith with 10 points. Number 2, Raj Stein with 10 points. And number 12, Jeremy Davison with 11, and Josh Klein with 12 points.
Yeah, balanced scoring by the Warriors. Isn't it kind of nice that you can just kind of go in there and just throw it up to a 7-footer?
Yeah, a little bit. I didn't have that luxury in high school.
No, me neither.
But Max will add 2 more, and he is at 28 points for this game. And Jerry, you were talking about during halftime that the Wildcats, as another block there for Maxwell, these Wildcats haven't had their big run that they usually have every game. Outside Parker.
Nice.
That's a 3.
Yeah, that was created by Piercefield. Gave up a 3, attacked the rim, kicked it out to his running mate Parker for a wide open look.
McKinney working on Maxwell.
Nice shot fake by Davison. Coming up a little short with that one.
It's a great shot fake there by Davison. Shot couldn't go. Parker inside. Will be fouled by McKinney. That's a little bit of that speed there from Parker. This will be a timeout by the Wildcats. I believe this will be a full timeout. 62-52. Wildcats hanging on to this 10-point lead. We'll be right back. .20 left in this second half. Wildcats thought that lead was going to diminish as it did go to 5 points at one point, but they worked their way back up to 10 points.
Yeah, and right before the timeout was called, or the media timeout, Coach Albert was standing right in front of us, and he had a look on his face like, I thought we were just at 3 points, and now it's back to 10.
So Parker will be off on the first one, and that's a scary thing that the Wildcats can do to you. And I know we've talked about all year, but every single person on this Wildcat team that Tonga will put in the game will score.
They have the ability to, for sure, and sometimes some combinations are a little bit better than others, and some nights some guys just aren't hitting or not getting their looks, but somebody else always steps up for the Wildcats.
So McKinney with the hard drive will get the foul on Parker. This will be his second. Yeah, and you see Kyle Minks with 10 points with 15 minutes left in this second half. But there's comfort there because Seth Maxwell, who's granted currently sitting on the bench, he has 28 points.
Yeah, and other players like Parker and Piercefield, Adekasi's got 8 tonight, and he's not usually an 8-point scorer, at least in the first half. So, Alderson has not had the game he usually has. So, again, it's a game of rhythm and who's hot at the right time. But we will see Mangus a lot here in this second half.
Adekasi going inside, off on the shot, so McKinney will push it back up for these Warriors. Nice stop and pop from McKinney, but that'll be off. Mangus will bring it the other way. Mangus on Stein. Mangus with a three. Finally, his first three will hit for the night. 1 for 4.
Well, you don't. Well, if I'm the opponent, I don't want to see him get hot from behind the arc. That's for sure.
Stein on Mangus. Another 2 points for Stein.
Stein's just a worker. He's just he brings that lunch pail to work every day, and he's one of those hard hat guys. Just goes after it.
Inside by Smith, shall be off. Klein worked hard for the rebound and got it. McKinney. This will be a foul on Tim Azukazi.
Good work on both sides. Klein was really trying to get great position. Adekasi was trying to, side front there, and just a great battle.
Maxwell and Alderson will come back into the game. Yeah, and Jerry, as you were talking about earlier, Alderson really isn't having the game that he usually has. You see him as always getting a comfortable 14, 15 points.
He's doing a great job defensively, though, and he's really focusing in on stopping Stein tonight. So a lot of times when your focus is on one thing, Stein, man, he is strong going to the rim. Dylan's trying to do a good job of not allowing him to get easy shots, and sometimes that takes away from your offensive game.
Stein's a very strong kid, and you can see it on him. And so Stein will go back to the line for 2 more, as the foul is picked up on Seth Maxwell, his second of the game. Stein hits the first free throw.
Stein's got a quiet 13. He scored quite a bit early, and he'll methodically end up with 20 and 10. And
second free throws off for Stein. Alderson pushing. Maxwell going to work on Klein.
Boy, Klein's really battling underneath against a much taller Maxwell. And
Grant Smith working on Alderson.
That's vintage Grant Smith. We saw that his first 2 years here. Gives you a little Dirk Nowitzki knee raise there on that shot.
Off 1 foot. So Parker will be off on his layup. Wildcats going on a little bit of a cold stretch right now. The Warriors really need to capitalize, and they did.
Well, here we are. We're back to 5.
30-second timeout by the Wildcats. This lead has went from 11 points to 5 points to 10 points to 5 points this entire second half.
It's a game of runs. We'll see what Coach Tonigal does. Got a little sloppy there, a little quick on the shots selection for the Wildcats. Parker usually hits that reverse, but you got to give the Warriors credit. They're coming down. They're battling on both ends of the floor, and they're making their shots count on the offensive end, and that's why it's a 5-point game right now.
Yeah, you could. I felt like the energy of Indiana Tech kind of fell a little bit towards the end of that first half, but they came back with an energy that they need to keep this energy for the rest of this game, and they can make this game very interesting for the Wildcats.
I'm looking at their roster right now, Donovan. They don't have a senior on their roster. So everybody's coming back. So they've got a really strong group, and they're just building for the future.
Building for the future. Hopefully, maybe we can even see the Warriors later on when it comes to March, maybe for even a third time. Maxwell from the elbow, off on his 15-footer, and the Warriors are going to try to cut this down to even less. McKinney on Parker.
Boy, McKinney, it's a battle of quick on quick, but McKinney is just winning that fight to the rim. That is a push off on Piercefield. Wildcats are a little out of balance right now. I think you'll see Smith back in the game here pretty quickly. There he is. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of Mangus isolation here in the next 3 or 4 minutes.
Kyle's still sitting on 13 points. We could see Kyle Mangus be getting done with this game with around 30 if they truly go to that isolation game, which Kyle's very good at.
He really is, and we don't. Oh wow! I didn't see that whole play, but Alderson did a nice job with the deflection, which caused, I think, Stein to foul him on a breakout.
So Rod Stein, thankfully that's only his first foul for the Warriors. Second foul for the Warriors for the half, and the Wildcats have 6 fouls, so Wildcats will need to watch how they foul the rest of this second half. Piercefield inside, Mangus.
Nobody better. He will work that pivot foot until he gets the shot he wants off the glass.
Now it's Stein's turn. Inside to Klein. And that's 2 more for Klein.
You know, that's set up really well by McKinney off the take, heading to the rim.
These Warriors, what they need to do for these Wildcats, just match whatever the Wildcats do and then take their shots. But they can't allow shots like that to fall for the Wildcats.
No, but it's how do you defend that? You either double team Mangus and take your chances there and leave Maxwell open, or you play it straight up and then Mangus is going to burn you. So that's a tough matchup with our 2 big M's, Maxwell and Mangus.
Klein missed that shot. Feels like that's his first miss on the whole night so far. Maxwell at the free throw line. Turn around, take the shot. That's 2 more.
Well, he's got confidence with that mid-range.
Seth Maxwell, 32 points. I don't know if this is his career high, but I feel like we're up there.
Well, I think if he continues to head the path that he's going to tonight, we're looking at a 40-piece.
I believe so, too. Dylan Alderson is fronting Stein down there in the post. Davison will get his 2. Davison still being electric for these Warriors now with 13 points in the game.
Yeah, he's a tricky little guy. He's kind of quiet out there, but next thing you know, he's knocking down threes. Gets a nice little kiss off the glass.
Piercefield from outside.
There to go.
3. Piercefield 2 for 2 on his threes now. Full timeout, 75-67. This game's heating up. We'll be right back after the break. Back from the full timeout. 9:55 left in this second half. And Maxwell shooting 14 for 20 on this day so far. Leading the Wildcats with 32 points. On the Indiana Tech side, Josh Klein, who Maxwell's been battling with all night, he has 16 points for the Warriors. And numerous other players for Indiana Tech above double digits.
Yeah, and that's their calling card. They like a balanced scoring, and so do the Wildcats. There's Stein. Oh, boy, that's a tough shot. Really good defense by Alderson and Maxwell.
Great move by Alderson, altering himself in the air. get 2 more points for the Wildcats as they finally pulled this lead back to double digits. Thought Grant Smith was going to pull from range there. Wild shot from Grant Smith.
A really good play by Noah Smith there. Battling Klein to knock it off his leg going out of bounds. Yeah, I don't think the Warriors want to get in a running match right now with the Wildcats. They've done a nice job controlling pace this second half, but the Wildcats just have that feeling that they're going to take off on a little run here.
So Maxwell going to work inside again on Klein. Step back, off on the mark. Warriors will push it back. 3 will be off. Klein with the offensive rebound.
Good defense by Alderson there, getting inside.
Maxwell will clean it up. Maxwell now with Mangus. I kept saying Maxwell. Mangus now with 17 points on the night.
Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite shots that he takes. I labeled it the hang and bang. He just hangs in the air and just bangs it off the glass. Kind of like that Little Tykes goal that you used to have. You could throw it off it as hard as you wanted. It always went in. That seems like that's the shot for Kyle. But he just has so many great shots in his repertoire that you should never be surprised. Anything that goes towards the rim when he puts it up goes in.
Seth will get his 3rd foul of the night. So Klein will get to go to the free throw line. Good on the first one. Maxwell will take a quick break. As we also see number 23, Jeremy Luciani, come in for the Warriors.
He's another guy who's got decent size, who just really bangs and plays hard for the Warriors. This Warrior team's tough. They've just had a lot of really close losses, and they could easily be 9-2.
So Adejikazi got fouled on the inside. I believe this will be on, it will be on number 4, Corey McKinney. So now Adejikazi will get his shot at the free throw line. Yeah, and as we were talking earlier, you look at the scoreboard or just stats in general, and Noah Smith has 0 points right now for the Wildcats. But he has 5 assists for this team.
Yeah, and if you look at the assist-to-turnover ratio, Wildcats at the last timeout were 18-6, 18 assists, 6 turnovers. 3-1 is a great ratio, and Noah understands his game this year is not to be a big-time scorer. He scored a lot last year as a freshman. If people are thinking, what happened to him offensively? Nothing's happened. We just have other guys that can put the ball in the hole, and his role's changed a little.
So the foul will be on Noah Smith. Yeah, and as Noah Smith, I remember the first game of the year last year when he was a freshman. I believe he dropped 22 points, and it was, wow, like we have a great replacement just in case if Mangus ever needs to come off the court for something. And you can see this year, there's a couple games when he was down in Arizona that he shot the 3 very consistently, and so his offense went nowhere. He just learned how to play a different way.
Yeah, he's a smart player. Came from a great program down in Indianapolis at Hamilton Southeastern, and where they just put out Division I player after another. And Noah's just a smart young man on both sides of the floor, but his defensive game is at another level.
So McKinney will hit both free throws. That will take him over the double-digit mark as the lead is now cut down to 9. Mangus going to work on McKinney. Stay. Alderson's getting inside. This will be a foul on Luciani. 15 seconds left on the shot clock for the Wildcats. As Warriors still have about 3 more fouls to give before they're letting the Wildcats get into bonus.
Hands off! Don't get sealed, Raj!
Added to Kazi. Smooth shot from Alderson from about 17.
Yeah, people forget that he's not a forgotten player in this offense. He's a Division I transfer. The young man has the ability to put the ball in the basket, and we've seen that numerous times this year. He just is patient like the rest of the Cats to wait for his turn to score.
Luciani off on the layup. Adjukazi with a strong rebound. And Mangus will push it himself.
There it is.
What was that layup?
That's the hang and bang.
Hang and bang. I thought he was going to pass it midair, and then he said, I guess I'll just shoot it.
Now this is Mangus time right now.
Mangus worked up to 19 points for him on tonight. A silent 19, as you would think. Stein inside, 5 seconds left on the shot clock. McKinney's gonna have to put up a shot here. This will be a shot clock violation.
Does Alderson get a block shot for that? McKinney's on the ground. He shot it at the rim.
I'll say no, but
you know,
like you said earlier, it's the Christmas season.
You know he's going to want a block shot for that. He's going to say that was the best block shot of his career.
That ball went straight back down into McKinney's hands.
It's like a volleyball spike.
McKinney gave him the perfect set.
This is a big possession for the Wildcats. An easy look here and a quick bucket could draw a timeout from wow. That's a nice take, just a really good defense.
Stein's going to push the issue, and he'll draw a foul on Mangus. I believe Stein maybe just slipped on himself, but, you know.
Yeah.
Foul's foul.
Kyle had that look on his face like, Kyle's the one who, he will acknowledge when he fouls somebody. But when Kyle gives you that look like, I didn't even touch him, you usually know that's pretty true.
Yeah, usually, I mean, this night, you could say that the Wildcats, they've had a lot of fouls called on them, but these refs tonight have done a very good job at officiating this game.
They have. And one of the things you and I have talked about with the girls' games and the guys' games is the sign of a good officiating crew is you don't notice them. They're calling a game. When you all of a sudden see call after call after call and they try to take over the game, that's when the officiating, it can get a little rough.
So, leads cut down to 11. Rod Stein with 15 points. Alderson. Ball gets stolen by McKinney finally. Stein's going back in again. And Stein will clean up his own miss. Stein's really playing a 1-on-5 right now with the Wildcats on offense.
I'll get back to Piercefield.
Mangus from the corner. And his three is off. This will be a foul call on Seth Maxwell.
Yeah,
his fourth.
That's free throws for them, and now it's double bonus. And boy, you got to give the Warriors credit because we had a possession where it was 84-71, and it could have really climbed a little higher. And the Warriors have battled these last three possessions, got it under 10, could get it to 7 here.
The Warriors have been fighting this entire night because anyone wants to make the Wildcats pick up that 1 there on the loss column. But Stein will be off in the first free throw, so the lead will stay at 9. Coach Tongo will call a 30-second timeout. And I love this game so far.
Yeah, it's been up and down. It's been high-paced. It's been physical inside. It has a little bit of everything that basketball purists like. Some good three-point shooting, really good battles inside. Here's a key fact when you come down the stretch, and if you come down to who you're going to foul, well, the Warriors, their worst foul shooter who starts in their starting lineup is the guy at the line, Rod Stein. He's only shooting 48%. Doesn't have a lot of confidence at the line, so let's keep track of that as we finish these last 5 minutes.
Good thoughts, Jerry. Very smart, Jerry. Very basketball smart.
Well, I've watched a few games over my time.
Yeah. Well, you're much more... I don't want to. Okay, yeah, you're much older than me, and yes, you have watched plenty more basketball than me.
Hey, Donovan, I got to give a shout out. I had dinner last night with some great friends. One young man is a news reporter in Fort Wayne, and his younger brother, Anthony, who I called Lovey, played for me as a kid growing up. The Lovergene family, they're tuned in Fort Wayne right now, so thanks for tuning in, Lovergenes.
Thanks for tuning in as Alderson hits the step-back shot. Alderson now with 8 points of his own. Outside to Davison. Smith thought about the three, going inside now.
Oh,
wow.
Good roll.
What a roll.
I wouldn't say that was a great shot, but it was a very good roll.
And Maxwell's really going to have to play smart in these last 4.5 minutes because he does have 4 fouls. And one for Maxwell.
Yeah, Seth's been pretty quiet the last 4 or 5 minutes. That's his first bucket. But I think we're going to see the Maxwell Mangas show here the rest of the way out. Alderson has come in and has done a nice job of just taking what the defense gives him.
So the foul will be on Klein. That'll be his 3rd foul of the game as Maxwell is off on his free throw. Warriors are going to slow it down, make sure they get the shot that they want. A little bit of confusion as Grant Smith off on the 3.
That's good hustle by Klein, though, just to get some finger. Oh, wow. You know, people may say that's just a crazy circus shot. Those are the shots that we got to witness his first 2 years here as a Wildcat. Grant Smith hit a lot of those circus shots back in his day as a Cat. We just got to keep our eye out on him. And a big possession for the Warriors here. They could knock it, at the 3, they could knock it down to 6.
I was thinking, what was he doing? And then it went in. Timeout called by the Warriors. 30-second timeout.
So, Donovan, did you have a good Christmas?
I had a very good Christmas. Stayed in with the family.
Yeah.
Of course, unwrapped some presents. Enjoyed them all. How was yours?
It was great. It was great. The kids were home and got to play some games. We had the young man, Vince Lovergene, over Christmas night after he got off work as a ABC news reporter. And we found a couple of card games, dice games that we really enjoy. So we played a lot of that, and just any time you can spend with your family during the holidays is a blessed time.
Exactly. Actually, my family put together a couple puzzles over this last week.
My kids did too. They put a Star Wars puzzle together.
Okay. Well, me and my brother would put together a Baby Yoda puzzle.
Grogu.
Grogu. Exactly.
I am a Mandalorian fan.
3 minutes, 50 seconds left in the second half. Warriors working it around. Finding the hands of Grant Smith. He's going to work on Mangas. Step back will be off. Wildcats. Alderson. Wildcats working around, finding Mangas in the post. Added to Kazi on the inside now. He will be off on his shot, and McKinney will push it up for the Warriors. McKinney working on Piercefield.
I was going to say, McKinney's been pretty quiet, and so is Davison. A drive and a kick might be in oil. There's Stein. Boy, he is just relentless. Going to the rim.
Stein with 19 points. And Tarangol will call a timeout of his own. This will be a full timeout. The Warriors have cut this lead down to 7. We'll be right back after the full timeout. Coming out of the full timeout, Jerry, I remember you talking earlier in this game that all of these Indiana Tech losses have came less than 10 points. So they're used to this position that they're in, and they're hungry probably for one of those comebacks.
Yeah, they are, and this is a key possession for them to get a stop on this end and try to score to get this cut to, a 4-point game. But they're going to battle until the last second it goes off this clock. So it's going to be a fun 3 minutes.
Alderson driving in. Stay with the Wildcats. And we're talking during the timeout that we really need to start activating Mangus.
Yeah, the offense hasn't run through him as much as it has all season, and I think we got to go back to him. But when you got the big man knocking down shots like that, he's at 36 right now.
When you have Seth Maxwell hitting these shots tonight, it's okay to have Mangus have a few less shots. As McKinney open from outside will be off. Mangus guarded by Stein. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Mangus.
What do we call that shot? Come on now. Oh, boy. Come on, Donovan. Come on. It's the hang and bang.
That's right, the hang and bang.
Oh! Piercefield went his old teammate, Trace Jackson Davis, on that block.
Spencer Piercefield only stands 6 foot and not throwing any shots at him, but I think we're adding the shoes with him.
Oh, yeah. There's no question. No question. But, man, he got off the ground there. Really a timely block. Oh, good switch.
Grant Smith from outside off on his three. 1 minute and 35 seconds left.
Boy,
Wild play there. Wildcats somehow managed it. 15 seconds left on the shot clock.
I couldn't see it, but I got a feeling that was Mangus.
Yes, it was. So Mangus with 23 points now. Warriors really need to go. McKinney off on the shot. Klein's got to go up here.
Oh,
he gets another two.
Really nice take. Klein's a worker.
Klein now with 20 points on the night. Less than a minute left in the game. Wildcats just going to have to
they
wait it out.
Yeah, they got a couple. They got one more foul to give. Now the Cats will be in the bonus after this.
Wildcats lead by 11. And Stein currently has 2 fouls. Not really worried about foul trouble when it comes to the players for the Warriors.
No, we're gonna trust Kyle with the basketball here to make good decisions, and they'll keep the ball in his hands until they have to foul.
6 seconds left in the shot clock. Step back three from Mangus.
That's all right. We ran so much clock off there that now with 20 seconds left, the game's pretty much out of reach. But Stein
will be off on his three. No point in fouling anymore, as the Wildcats will end up winning this game. A great thriller to the first game back after Christmas. Wildcats win 94-83. Jerry, any thoughts?
You know, a great way to wrap up 2020, the crazy COVID year, and we look forward to a great 2021. So, Donovan, Happy New Year, and we'll look forward to seeing you in a week or so.
I really hope 2021 doesn't include these masks for much longer.
I have a feeling they're going to be around
for a little bit. They're going to be around for a long time.
We just hope the Wildcats have a great new year, and shout out to the Lady Cats who play up at Indiana Tech.
Well,
wow. Seth goes over 1,000 tonight. Congratulations to Seth Maxwell.
Congratulations, Seth Maxwell. Glad to see his parents are also in attendance tonight. What a night to break it on when he shoots 36 points tonight. He'll get a quick picture with the team. Well, Indiana Wesleyan, the team will be back in action on January 2nd against Olivet University right here back at Lucky Arena. And I hope everyone out there has a safe New Year's. And, Jerry, I hope you drive home safe.
Yeah, you too. And it's been a blessing to work with you this fall, and looking forward to some more great games in the spring.
Looking forward to it, too. Well, I'm Donovan Edwards, joined here by Jerry Johnson. We'll see you Saturday, January 2nd.